What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage, and in today's video I'm going to give you guys an update on where we're at with CARB, the Stop CARB Act, and a bunch of other news. Roll the intro. So what is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage, because I know somebody's going to say something about the seatbelt. I'll put it on, only because I hate hearing the ding. And you can't tune it out of a Tesla, but that's another situation. So, got some information. So the Stop CARB Act has been separated from the big, beautiful bill. What does that mean? Well, it means one of two things. Either the Republicans feel like they have at least 6 or more Democrats that'll vote for it, or it's BS legislation and it's not going to go anywhere. That's where the Stop CARB Act is. The Transportation Freedom Act is still part of the big, beautiful bill. What does that mean? That means when tax cuts, budget resolution, all this other stuff gets through in reconciliation, which, by the way, in case you didn't know, it does not take 60 votes on that. It's a simple majority for that to pass. So once that passes, that's it. We're in the building. We're good. The Transportation Freedom Act is enough to shut down CARB. And what I mean by shut down CARB is they've already been defunded, but then it also keeps them from being able to collect money or get money from other states with other shit that they're setting in terms of emissions and the rest. It would literally make it illegal, okay? The Department of Justice is on record as being ready to do the necessary moves in the event that the California Air Resource Board does not follow federal regulations and federal law. What does that mean? Well, that means that Pam Bondi is ready to either civilly sue people or book people for obstruction. Me personally, I would hope it's more of a booking people for obstruction and not a civil lawsuit, but more than likely it's going to be civil. So what does this mean? When can you expect? Because I get this comment every mother effing day. When do I not have to smog my car, TK? Pay attention to the laws. If you log into your DMV portal in California and it says you need a smog check, what does that mean? Obviously, smog checks are still a thing, right? Common sense. They are going away. And the only reason why I know they're going away is because the California Air Resource Board and the BAR, B-A-R, like they're the people that like enforce mechanic shops. They have some good purpose, but most of their shit is tied to CARB, where they do smog checks and all the rest of this crap. And they have those stations that are, by the way, voluntary. You do not need to stop and allow them to smog your vehicle. That's not legal. You do not have to do that. Anywho's, they are the reason why they know smog tests are going away is because they're already telling smog shops that have invested all of this money into smog equipment and all the rest of the shit is to, don't worry, we're gonna do safety inspections, and CARB is already transitioning to brake emissions. Make this make sense. You were saying that tailpipe emissions were the most dangerous thing in the world, and now it's brake pad emissions and safety inspections. Tell me everything you've been doing for the last 15 years is a scam without telling me everything you've been doing for the last 15 years is a scam. Anywho's, so that's where we're at with that. The CRAs have been pushed together in terms of rules. We should see something on that tomorrow, the remaining CRAs with the president, so stay tuned. I'll probably drop a video on that. And then the Department of Justice is literally like within 24 hours going to be like, hey, they're enforcing it. And and this is, some people are saying that this is political. You're trying to cut the fund, you're trying to cut money that California gets by state reffing cars and smog checks. You're trying to take more revenue from the state of California. Yes, 100% yes. We want to bankrupt these bums. We want to take all the money that they have for these bullshit policies and take all of their money. 100% bankrupt these bums. The faster you bankrupt these bums, the faster we can get back to common sense and get the appropriate. And here's the other thing. I don't think they're going to win the next governor election, and I think they're going to lose a lot of seats in their legislature come the next election. And part of that has to do with the SAVE Act and some of the other stuff that's been presented. If you're not a citizen, you can't vote. Which, by the way, is very interesting to me that all of a sudden California is trying to get on some New York-ish and try to float the idea of legislation of letting illegal immigrants vote in elections. So what are you telling me? Are you telling me that illegal immigrants already vote in your elections in California? I'm willing to bet that's probably the case, because all you need is a driver's license, and when you have one, they automatically register you to vote. How do I know? Well, the big homie just moved there, you know, my bro, right? And he was like, dude, he goes, if you get a license there, they automatically register you to vote. So what happens to the people that are not citizens? They're automatically registered to vote? How does California fix that issue? Huh. The feds are going to fix it for you. They're going to fix your government for you. And then we're going to get all of this Mickey Mouse ass BS up out of California. You can book it. Anyways, I feel like we're going to have another video tomorrow, celebratory in nature, so stay tuned for that. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what we do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.